Whenever you have a specific person who is not choosing you, you have been blowing up their phone and they just keep leaving you undelivered. I'm telling you guys, even that situation is easy to manifest that specific person. That is nowhere near impossible. I've seen it with a lot of my clients. I've seen it in my personal life. I have 2 SPs right now who, one of them said they wanted nothing to do with me. They never liked me. Now all of a sudden they're just blowing up my phone with nudes. Okay. Then I have another one who would get mad whenever I would try to hit on her, even though I know she was trying to hit on me. And she, from what I know, has a boyfriend. And, let's just say thank God that he's not watching this channel. Never take the circumstances as final. You gotta remember, the way that the law works is by doing what the 1% does. And doing the 1% is recognizing what the 99% does. And what the 99% does? They always do a technique and then look, right? What in the living shit bombs are we looking at? The moment that you look, you start behaving as the one who is looking for something that they don't have. So when you are in the state of the person who has this relationship that you've wanted, guys, you would not be checking, okay? If you had a blanket, all right, and it's just a fucking blanket. It's maybe it's a Winnie the Pooh blanket, okay? If you bought that Winnie the Pooh blanket, you would not be checking every 5 minutes to see if you still have it, right? As a matter of fact, it's a damn Winnie the Pooh blanket. You would just fucking forget about it. Well, your SP is a Winnie the Pooh blanket. And as I said this, that first SP that I talked about right now just texted me. Okay. You see, when you put things in your awareness, it has to show up. It just has to. It's like when I've said before, like when I go to concerts or when I go to watch a movie, in moments where I'm not supposed to be on my phone, or what the fuck are you doing on your phone? Because me, I don't film concerts. It's like, what the fuck? Sure, you can get a couple of pictures here and there, but it's like, fucking enjoy the son of a bitch. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But in moments when I am not supposed to be looking at my phone, that is when my phone gets blown up. Why? Because I stopped looking, and the one who's not looking at their phone, they already know that the texts are there. And even when you do it unconsciously, without trying to force yourself to detox from your phone, that is usually when you get the text message. So whoever this SP is that's not showing you the attention that you want, remove the attention from them. Because guess what? I'm going to let you in on another secret. I've been in several relationships in my past. I'm not trying to rub it in, guys, but your boy is sexy. Okay? And when I've been in relationships, guess what? You start getting bored. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying it in a unhealthy way. I'm not saying it in an unloving way. I'm just saying the facts. That whenever we get something in our life, there is a part of us that is looking for the next best thing. And it might not necessarily mean that everybody who gets into a relationship, I mean, of course, your boy has always been faithful. He's always been loyal. He never looks at a hot girl with a big ass in tight yoga pants walking down the street. Never. But I'm even talking about so much so as, okay, now that you're out of the honeymoon phase, you start thinking, okay, well, now I really want to focus on my business. Now I want to make money. Now I want to focus on my hobbies. I kind of miss being with my friends. I kind of want to be with them now. I need a little break. Well, this is why when you stop putting your focus on that person, they come. We've heard so many get your ex back coaches say that that was the moment that their clients started seeing results. Is when they were like, oh shit, let me get back to knitting sweaters. Holy fuck, it's Dungeons and Dragons time. Yeah. Dungeons and Dragons, guys. You go back to Dungeons and Dragons and she'll be dragging your balls all over her face. Okay? You go back to knitting sweaters and okay, well, I'm really going to get demonetized if I finish that one. Okay? But what is in this drink? I swear. You don't want to know, but I digress, guys. Okay? You need to understand that even manifesting people who are married. Like if someone wants to say, yeah, but I mean, I don't know, Neil Arthos. It's like, I think all hope is lost. Why? Oh, I mean, they just got married last week. They got married to your SP. That's what you're telling me, right? Okay. But did you see that out here? In what everybody calls the circumstances, the physical reality, what's right in front of us, like when we have a bill and it says that you owe $500, or when the IRS comes knocking on the door, that reality is where you saw that they are married? Or did you see it up here? Because if you saw it up there, okay, you have no fucking right to say that it's over. Now look, I'm going to tell you this. In my experience, okay, there are times that I have tried to manifest things, and even currently, where I do get impatient, and I know that being impatient is not going to get me anywhere. As a matter of fact, it's going to push it away. But I'm also not going to be one of those coaches who'd be like, oh, you just got to be a monk in the mountains, and even though they're chopping your dick off, you have to say, nope, my penis is still there, even though you're just castrated for life and you can't fuck. Let me tell you one thing. I'm also not retarded, okay? I know that waiting can be hard. Okay, I understand that. I understand. But I'll tell you this. It's kind of like how I've said before, where there are some manifestations where you're trying to manifest a damn lint off of a sweater. And when you're trying to, as opposed to manifesting a lint off a sweater or a damn number 2 pencil, what is something more crazy? Gee, I don't know, trying to manifest you becoming an anime character. Okay, there are things where I'm not going to be that coach that says you will never be. There's a line that you just can't cross. Those things are impossible. But I also understand that one of the big crucial things to manifestation is when you are holding yourself back. And I'm going to be honest with you, I could try my best to become an anime character for you guys. Right? Okay, I mean, I'm talking Jenga comics, fucking, you see me on fucking Adult Swim at 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever. Do they even have Adult Swim? Jesus, how old am I? I could try to be an anime character. Okay, but I also know that that's a bunch of bullcrap. Like I said, I'm not a dumbass. Okay? So maybe there's somebody that believes that they can become an anime character. And I'll tell you this, if they truly have nothing holding them back from that belief, then fuck it. I guess, we are going to see them on fucking Hulu Plus. Right? Fucking, all of a sudden, they're going to be in the next Dragon Ball Z, right? And they're going to be dragging their balls out. Okay, all right. But you get the point, right? Well, I believe that in my case, It is not hard for me to tell a client, hey, I get it, your SP is married, but here, let me whisper something here. You ready? Yeah, well, what's up, Neil Arthurs? Who gives a fuck? Why do I say that? Well, for one, if you have a computer, the divorce rate is 50%. That doesn't include the people who are that doesn't include the other 50% who are married currently, who hate the living shit out of their spouse. Okay? Take a sip every single time I say a cuss word, guys. Just don't do it while driving. And also, that 50% that did get divorced does not include the other 50% of the people who are cheating on their spouse right now, but they are still currently married with ring on finger. And then that also doesn't include the other half that is only together with their spouse because of the money, the kids, etc., etc., etc. So in other words, why do you care about that third person when you know you're better? Or at least you should believe that you're better. And even if you don't believe you're better, guess what? There are people that still get into really loving relationships even though they have low self-esteem. So even having low self-concept, which is another thing that some coaches preach, you have to have good self-concept. You don't have self-concept, I don't know what to tell you. You don't have your insurance, sorry, I can't give you the sticker on your car. If you don't have the fucking ID, you can't come into the club. Guys, I've had low self-concept many times with women, and guess what? They will just throw themselves at me regardless. Because sometimes all it takes is authenticity. Is like some of these people are preaching retard maxing, which in other words is just like, you know what, brother, who gives a fuck? You know, like, okay, do you want the blue one or the round? Just who gives a fuck? Just give me whatever. Right? You are the one deciding this. It's ride or die. It's based off of what you say. Okay? You have to remember that you are the key. You are the fucking key. Okay? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I lost my train of thought. But what I've been basically trying to say this whole video, guys, is that there's almost nothing impossible for you to manifest. Almost nothing. And when you start checking the 3D, when you start looking at yourself in the mirror to see if the abs have came, or constantly checking your bank account, that is the easiest way to get into the state. You're like, wait, what? Really? Yeah, the state of the wish unfulfilled. Okay, and maybe that's a fucking new video that I need to make. But you are always getting into a state. And no, we're not talking fucking Alabama. You are always getting into a state of consciousness, whether you like it or not. Like the scriptures say, you can't serve two masters. You will be serving a certain master. Which master are you serving? Whom shall you serve today? When you are constantly checking the what ifs or how is or what is up, the fucking status of things, you are entering this state of consciousness of I don't have it. You are entering the state of the wish unfulfilled. Now, here's the kicker. When I say that when you check the 3D, I don't mean that if you look at it and it's like, oh, fuck, it's too late. No, I'm ruined like Medusa. No. I'm talking about when you look at it and you allow it to decide your actions, when you react. This is why I try to make a video where I was talking about the neglection of the 3D circumstances, right? I used it as an example, which it didn't really hit well with you guys, but I said it's almost like a father who neglects his children, right? And maybe when I was making that video, I was like, I don't think I really got to the core of what I was trying to say in that video, but long story short, I always think of times, like I remember one time I forgot to pay my car 1 month. And it was because I was just, I was so like being like just lazy. It was around the time I was smoking, and I had so much stuff going on. None of them were necessarily priorities, but things that I was prioritizing for myself, right? And I remember the next time that I recalled, oh yeah, this month I got to pay my car. I realized I owed twice the amount that I typically pay, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? And I realized I skipped a whole month. I went a whole month without paying my car. Thank God I still had it. I still got my baby, right? For me being a dumbass. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. You gotta fucking forget to pay the 3D. You gotta fucking forget to give a fuck. Where it's like, almost like every single time that we react to when we see our SP with their with their third party, or when we forget to react to, whenever we react to when they're treating us a certain way that we don't like, or when they're just treating us like a friend, or they're ignoring us, that they are not responding to our text messages, we need to forget to give a fuck. Right? Whenever we react, it's like a assignment that is put on our desk, or an email that we need to respond to. And when we just kind of let the email enter into the inbox, right? And we might even open it, right? But we don't send the response that we don't respond to it. We don't pay the bill or whatever. We say, I'll do it later, right? Then what happens? A month goes by and you pay the consequences. Well, allow yourself to pay the consequences for not giving a fuck about the 3D, right? Where typically you would react. Don't react and see what fucking happens, okay? And I'm telling you, as these people are watching the show over here, come on, guys, stop. Daddy's talking. I'm telling you, the consequence that you're going to pay for not looking at the 3D is glory. You've won. Okay. And by the way, this lady over here was with her husband passing by. And because I'm in the state right now, I always feel good when I make these videos for you guys. I always am happy. Right? And it's not just because I'm a little tipsy, but there he is, not giving a fuck. He's walking in front of his wife. His wife's behind him. And of course, she just has to look. She has to. Now, she could be wondering, what the hell is this guy doing in his car with the lights on, with the camera? But, you see, look, in my head, I know that she could have just been looking because, oh, wow, it's kind of weird that this guy's filming, right? But I also know that there's a good chance that no one fucking really knows what she's thinking. So I'm going to decide that she was looking at me. I mean, she's looking at me for at least 5 seconds, right? She could have easily just looked, glancing like, oh, he caught me, I'm going to look away. No, she kept looking at me when I caught her. I'm going to decide that she was looking at me because she wants me. Boom, case closed. And guess what? Let's say, theoretically speaking, that that wasn't the reason why she looked at me. Right? Like, if we actually had the ability to, be God for a second and investigate what was she really thinking about at 9:44 when she saw me. Well, let's say we found out that she actually really just was looking at me because she was like, what? Why the fuck is this guy wearing sunglasses at night? Well, even if I tell myself that she was looking at me because she thought I was hot, what's going to happen is I'm going to enter into the state of the guy who's looked at because I'm hot. And I'm going to enter into the reality where she was looking at me because she wanted me. And guess what? I'm going to start acting like that guy, and I'm going to eventually get the results because that's the state that I entered, because the state that you enter starts to affect your body movements, your posture, the actions that you take. And what have we always said? Whenever we found out that somebody starts liking us again, they say, there's something different about you, but I really like you. Like, I remember when I started getting into the state, one of the first things that fucking changed was my posture. I started standing up more straight. And it even got to the point where people would ask me, like I remember fucking Veterans Day, I went into a Best Buy, and I always have good posture when I'm in. I mean, some days when I'm tired, it's more like I'm slumped over because my body hurts, right? But I went in there, my typical straight posture, you know, and I swear to God, they had a veterans deal, and the lady was like, "Oh, well, this would work for you because you're military, right?" But I've never even fucking shot a gun, guys. Right? Don't put me behind the barrel, right? And they were thinking like, yeah, let's go ahead and give homeboy a military discount, right? And this is not the first time. I had several people say it was I in the fucking military. Why? Because I started respecting myself. When I started putting myself on the pedestal, when I started saying stuff like the affirmations that I give to my clients. I have daily affirmations, by the way. Check the stance store, which is the one that many people say that they get overnight results instantly. And you can ask all my commenters who watch my channel belovedly, they'll vouch for you, the clients that I've worked with. But if you want my top 20 affirmations, that is free. Just leave a comment down below and I will email them to you. But last thing that I'll say, and then I'll wrap this up. But when I started putting myself on the pedestal, I started noticing my behaviors change. And of course, when your behavior changes, people are going to respond. That's why it's not just a big fucking wishful thinking lie, fucking woo-woo bullshit when people say that the way you start seeing yourself, people will start reflecting it back to you. That's why everyone is you pushed out is not bullshit, because the fact is it's scientific, guys. Let's be real here. When you see yourself a certain way, your body starts doing things naturally, right? Like whenever I started posturing like that, I started seeing myself as a fucking god. I started seeing myself as a confident individual. I even started, like one coach told me one time, to imagine like a string coming from the center of your chest and just holding you upward. And just by doing that, I started imagining myself from the observer perspective as a guy who just walked, you know, with purpose, and seeing the string everywhere I went. It might sound like, oh, what, now you're a puppet? Are you Pinocchio? I'm a real boy. No, but when I would do that, I would walk with purpose, okay? And because of that, I noticed that I became a person with a purpose, and therefore people with a purpose are more confident. They're more respected because most people don't have purposes, and everybody wants what they can't have, right? But I'll leave you guys with that. I know this fucking video went on a little turn, but it was more of a tangent. Maybe this will be a common thing where I just rant about certain things, but this was kind of what was on my mind, guys. If you really want to change your life, every single person who works with me, they always change. Bar none. I'm the best in the business, guys. What the hell are you waiting for? The links are in the description. And join the membership channel, guys. You get access to the next 2 months of videos that have not been posted yet. You also get discounts on consultations. And it's the only place where I have success stories. Okay? And it also has techniques that are too taboo for the public side of YouTube. I love you guys. Take care.